Okay, so a perfect day on the water for me would be number one, I've got a friend coming with me, so I'm not alone. And two, it's nice to get there in the dawn patrol. I like sunrise or sunset because it's the most beautiful windows of the day. It either opens up the day fresh or the day comes to a close and you can have closure in the beauty of that given day. So I like to get to the water early in the morning as the fog is still lifting. And you know, maybe it's just that great blue herring, or maybe it's the flying geese overhead that accompany you if I am alone in that given day. And you know, it's just kind of, I get my board out on the water. It may be flat as glass, the water at the moment. And then when my board hits, it creates that ripple effect. And you hear the birds start to stir and the feathers all the flutter in the air around you. And it's just that perfect moment of peace in your day where everything melts away. It's just you. You're in the water. I like a nice gradual warm up just to get my body moving for 5 to 10 minutes. And then I take my stand. And when I stand, you can hear the birds in the air flutter and shift again. They get to get more excited. And it's just an incredible and dynamic setting when you're out there. And you can't help but the charisma just wants to pour out of you, or the stoke as we call it. And then you just get out and glide for a couple miles on the Kanawha, around the Ohio, Coal River, the Guyandotte, whatever it may be. But you know, I go back to the first thing I opened with, having somebody beside me to share in this joy with me. That's the purpose and mission and why we're here, because it has saved my life, paddleboarding. So every time I'm on the water is a perfect day on the water, to be honest, no matter where we're getting it. Well, my name's Evan Young. I was born and raised in Putnam County, West Virginia, and found the vision for Appalachian Boarding Company while on vacation in Puerto Rico. It's the first time we saw a stand-up paddleboarder with our own eyes in the flesh. We couldn't believe it, and then we couldn't believe it when we came back here and there wasn't any paddleboarding business. So we opened with the mission of helping West Virginia regain balance. So we've since opening our business in 2016, we've been mobile, using the cargo van so that we can reach out every holler in West Virginia and travel to every beautiful waterway that we have. And then we were just given the privilege of being in Pullman Square in September. That opportunity came up for us to have a holiday pop-up shop, guaranteed to be here through January 31st of 2019. But with the support of the local community and their business, we can be here through the spring, summer, and beyond. Well, we focus and specialize in stand-up paddleboard instruction, fitness classes, guided tours. The instruction mostly consists of beginners lessons where we teach the fundamentals of paddleboarding in a safe, contained setting. And that's our number one focus, because it's a new sport to the area and we want to equip people with the safety mind frame and self-sufficiencies to enjoy this sport on their own all summer long. Even if we're not there, we want to equip people with the knowledge and know-how to enjoy paddleboarding. Okay, so What's Up West Virginia is something we've been saying since we opened in 2016, and it's more than just a fun play on words. You see, What's Up? SUP stands for Stand Up Paddleboarding. It's in the acronym. But we also ask the question, What's Up West Virginia? Because we want to prompt the dialogue of, okay, we know the obesity rate is up. It's typically the highest in the country. The opiate overdose epidemic, you know, we see ourselves at ground zero here in Huntington. And we know that's up already. So a lot of people have been talking about the problems. We're here to literally and figuratively stand for a solution with stand-up paddleboarding. We're trying to leverage our rivers as a resource to help in the fight for recovery in our state. So basically on Wednesday nights, we roll that mission all together. We come into the shop, we get our wetsuits on because it is the winter season now. Shout out to my wetsuit warriors. Sometimes I pick up some friends from the projects at Markham Terrace, and it was just a family, and we helped move in there that was homeless. So they come out and they help me do a paddleboard demonstration on the river from 4 to 5:30 or sunset. We call that the SUP show. And then we come in here starting at 6 o'clock. We have some really good local artists and musicians coming out from 6 to 8 to just enjoy sharing some tunes with everybody, and we call that a stoked and sober social. We want to allow people a window of clarity where they can come in from 6 to 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night here in Huntington and enjoy some sober time. There's no open containers, And that way the people in the recovery community can come mix with us and not have to be around that at the same time. But there's no judgment here though. If someone needs to pregame with a couple cold ones or you know, Tokadoobie or whatever it is that they enjoy, they can have at it and they can just be themselves as they're here. But we just wanted to make this that third space where people can come recreate and enjoy community together, and therefore hopefully help create the shift in our culture needed away from the obesity and the opiate epidemic into the future and new face of Huntington and all of West Virginia, where we can be sober and have fun together, where we can lift our voices in song, share our stories, and just form that bond and community that's really missing in this whole addiction crisis. Well, I grew up, like I said, in West Virginia. My great-grandmother lived in the Huntington area, so I remember being here in Huntington as a kid, taking naps and then riding my bike down the streets of Huntington. So I've got a lot of fond memories here, and I actually went to Marshall University as well. So I am a son of Marshall. I love Huntington, love Marshall. I think it's a great school with a great history and heritage. I get a second chance in Huntington, so I love the person I am more now and the opportunity I have to serve Huntington in a different way, because before I was just running around, going to class, having fun, getting mine, and now I get a chance to give back. And Huntington's just resilient. And I think it's a backbone of West Virginia here in the tri-state area, and it's just, you know, we could stretch this interview a long time for me just sharing all the things I love about Huntington, but a river runs through it or runs beside it, but people don't see that. I've heard one person say, I wish we grew up on the water. Well, it's right beyond the flood wall, and we just need to shift our perspective to see that river as that resource and not just the industrial highway it has been for so many years. Yes, it can continue to be that, and Huntington has a strong history in manufacturing and all that industry, but we need to coexist together with the future of Huntington and the recreational opportunities we have in our beautiful parks, Ritter Park, and the Huntington Museum of Art, and all these incredible resources we have right here at our fingertips. Again, we just want to shift the perspective for people to see Huntington for that also. I mean, I always thought I'd marry either a West Virginia girl or a lovely lady from the islands, you know. And I was blessed with a beautiful, fair-skinned blonde lady from the Midwest, but she is rooted in some very good disciplines, character values, and daily consistencies like eating clean, playing and working outside on a daily basis. And so that helped me learn to change my mind frame of comforting and coping with my struggles through drugs, alcohol, or food, which is unfortunately the culture in West Virginia. So my wife has really helped balance me out in my own perspective, and she's been a huge blessing. When we were given the opportunity to come to Pullman Square, and I knew that our specialty was stand-up paddleboarding, and I knew I had a background in fashion, but it wasn't my focal point at the moment. I reached out to Erin, and I knew that she had this awesome new boutique, Modesty Boutique, a travel and pop-up boutique that she would bring out at local events and at cool things around the area. So reached out to Erin, and I knew she had the skills, and I knew she now has great product. So it was a no-brainer to just invite her in to share this space with us. She has a great presentation up front in the window, an incredible collection of fall and winter fashions. And she'll rotate it into spring and summer too. So again, her instinct and adaptability, I knew would be a perfect fit for this space together. Well, we have been a mobile business, like I mentioned, since our inception in 2016. So our shop has been mostly online at AppalachianBoardingCompany.com or at Boco.com. That's APPBOCO. We like to say that to add a little island flair. But our Facebook page is where most of the stoke is at. We put all our events there, our schedule and hours of operation. We update it weekly for when we will be here at Pullman Square specifically, because we are balancing family. We've got 3 young kids ourselves, and we like to be really transparent with people on our Facebook page about what we're up to, where we're at specifically at any geographical location, or where our hearts are at the moment with any specific missions we're helping to serve at the time. So Instagram handle is @Boco also. You can find us there. My wife looked that up. Thanks, Brooke. My name is Evan with Appalachian Boarding Company, and I am Huntington.